going on? Jeff Hardy, the Charismatic Enigma here, and you are watching the Common Sense Ain't Common podcast.
Bitch, I'm that damn good. Smoking on some good, some Rousey on the wood. Standing on the shit so you can get it understood. It's pedigree in me because I'm that damn good. Bitch, I'm that damn good. Bitch, I'm that damn good. Smoking on some good, something Rousey on the wood. And bitch, I got the belt so you just get it understood. It's pedigree in me because I'm that damn good. Bitch, I'm that damn good.
Deadman, and now WWE Hall of Famer, The Undertaker! Thank you, Taker. Thank you, Taker. All right, so let's go ahead and dive right in. Scott, we have our first question for The Undertaker.
Yes, sir. We got Fred from New Jersey here with a question for Taker. Yeah, man, huge fan of yours. Honored to be here. My question is regarding WrestleMania. You've talked a lot about 25 and 6 with Shawn, 27, 28 with Triple H. All great matches. My first WrestleMania I ever went to actually was WrestleMania 20 at Madison Square Garden. Huge night for you. What was your general thoughts of returning to the Phenom character after years of being the American Badass? Any trepidation? Were you excited? And what was it like that night for you at the Garden, return of Paul Bearer and to the character?
Yeah, so even when I started doing the American Badass, I always knew that I would come back to my roots. I just needed I needed a little bit of a break, and then also with where we were at in the industry, I felt like the character needed a tweak. That was a huge tweak, obviously, but I tried to keep a little bit of the essence and then wrap it in the biker character. But yeah, the goal was always to come back, and I kind of came back in a hybrid for, you know, the character continued to evolve, and my style, you know, was a little different too. So, but no, it was, and then obviously, you know, working against Kane, so that was exciting. Madison Square Garden, you know, it just really everything worked out the way, you know, the way I hoped it would. Well, thank you very much. Thanks.
All right, we got Luke all the way from Wales here for a question.
Wales, all right.
Yeah. Firstly, just want to say thank you for everything you've done for us all. I'm sure many of you agree you're an absolute legend, and in my opinion, the greatest of all time.
Thank you. Thank you.
I have a lot of questions I'd like to ask, but I think I'll keep it simple for you. Of all the attires you've worn, which is your favorite?
Of all of the title, I mean, it would have to be probably my first world title. I mean, when you win your first one, that's always special. And then, you know, I won it 1 year into my run, so it was, you know, that was awesome. It was, you know, at the time I beat the Golden Goose, Hulk Hogan. You know, that was a huge honor for me.
For us fans that have been following you, I was in Philadelphia, your tag team match, one of your last shows in America. We kind of followed you around WrestleMania, trying to figure out when was the end. How can we assure, or how do you assure, like, this is it? You know what I mean? Because
you need reassurance that I'm not getting back in the ring.
Yeah. I can't let it rest.
Okay, folks, that was
can't let it rest.
See, guys, I'm out.
Yeah, chase them off.
I just want to know, you know, is it like, is that it? You know, is this it?
Never say never, right? This is the WWE. But no, I don't. I don't foresee. You just never know what's going to happen. I mean, really, you don't. But I don't foresee myself getting back in the ring again. Here, I have it. Here, I have it. But the vessel that's got to deliver all that, it just doesn't work like it used to. And there's one thing. There's one thing that I've always said is I don't want to be a parody of myself. People, you guys, man, you guys are awesome, and you pay your hard-earned dollar to go out and be entertained at a level. And when you see Undertaker on the card, you expect a certain level. And I can't perform at that level, so it's time for me to move aside. And you know, maybe I stayed a little longer than I could, but I had to come to grips with everything. But that's what, you know, I would do this forever if I could. But you know, it's time to move aside. It's this new generation. It's their turn, and I just get to sit back now and enjoy what's going on and figure out what comes next.
All right, we have Hassan from Michigan here.
So as you're going to continue to hear, it's one of my greatest privileges to be in front of you today. Before my question, I just wanted to say you can see my blurred bobblehead behind you in the Hall of Fame speech, and I'm telling my kids that, and their kids and their kids. Greatest privilege of greatest honor. So my question is, despite all your accolades, what was it like to essentially be silent for those 30 years?
One more time, I didn't catch it.
So despite all of your accolades, what was it like to be silent during those 30 years and being unable to, you know, go on interviews and discussing what those moments are like?
Well, that was my decision to, you know, to live that character. Obviously the character, it's a little bit over the top, right? But it was always my goal to make it as genuine and realistic as you possibly could. And crazy enough, you know, when I first started this thing, you know, before internet and before cell phones and all that, you know, honestly, this is the God's honest truth. People would come up and ask me if I was really dead. You laugh, but I mean, people look at me like, is he dead? Is it really? I'm like, but so you know, my philosophy, and I wish I could say I was smart and I had this, you know, I guess my intuition was right, but to me, I couldn't do what I was doing on TV and then be walking through an airport with a Hawaiian shirt and shorts and flip-flops on. You know, it would have been a disconnect. And so I made a choice, like, okay, you're gonna live this thing. And I mean, I think it worked out all right. You know, I just, you know, I don't have any regrets. And if I had to do it all over again, I would have done it the same way. And yeah, no, that's just, you know, it was my passion. I was fortunate enough to be able to do something that I love, and that was just part of my day-to-day life. It would, you know, I didn't really think about it. And it got me out of a lot of stuff I didn't want to do. Yeah, so I have that concern. My 9-year-old daughter is, yeah, she's the one. Yeah, if it's gonna happen, it'll most likely be her. She knows the current roster far better than I do. There's times we'll be watching, so I'll say, "Babe, who's that?" And she'll run down their whole, you know, their whole character, their storyline, who they beat, who they've lost to. She's really amazing. So I got to keep my eye on her. But I mean, if that's her choice, I'm going to support her and do if that's what she wants to do. You know, hopefully, you know, she goes to school and becomes a whatever. Well, I don't care. Whatever she does, I hope she loves it, and I'll support her. And you know, obviously, as long as there's no pole involved. Did I just say that? Did I say that?
That's good advice, though.
Michelle's gonna kick my ass.
All right, we got Chris from Greece here.
Hello, Deadman. I've met you twice now, and you've been nothing but fantastic to me. You're my absolute best for sure. My question is regarding the personas throughout the years. I've met you twice. I've been dressed twice as the Lord of Darkness, which is my favorite persona. First question, do you think that the Lord of Darkness up until the ministry was like the most dynamic version of you before the biker gimmick? Did it have the biggest impact in your opinion? And what's your personal favorite persona?
So obviously the that initial character that I came out in '90. I mean, it was obviously there was nothing like it, and it was mine, and I got to really make it and create it, and so that one, I guess that's more of the iconic version. I mean, that's one I think most people identify with. So I really, I enjoyed that because there was such a huge creative curve, and you're learning and experimenting, doing all these different things. And then I really enjoyed just the break that I took with the American Badass. What happens with that character is as great as the character is, what happens is you kind of get handcuffed in what you can do and what you can't do to be true to the character, right? So that it stays consistent and people believe in it, and you get what you just like you're saying. So when I went to the American Badass, the handcuffs are off. I can say what I want to say. I can, do things that I couldn't normally do. And I think it was really valuable at that time period, because that was when everybody was wide open, and Austin cutting the promos that he was cutting, and Rock was cutting all those crazy promos. So it gave me a chance to be able to ad lib with those guys and be on the same level without having to be so entrenched in the character. So, and what it ended up doing was made me expand and made me grow, but it also it was just making everything that I'd already done, it was going to make it fresh again on the other side. So yeah, so the original and then American Badass, those were my favorite, I think.
All right, we have Keith from right here in Dallas with a question.
Actually, it's two questions, very short. You can answer them in any order you want.
I appreciate that.
One, what's your deal with cucumbers? And number two, will we ever get a Taker-Rooney?
Were you paying attention the other night when I was talking? See, I got cotton mouth as soon as you said cucumbers. Okay, here it is. Y'all ready? The whole cucumber thing. All right, I'm a little boy, maybe kindergarten, something like that. All right, I come in from school one day. My mom had cut up a bunch of cucumbers and had them soaking in a big bowl of vinegar. Well, Mom wasn't there. Well, no, it was good at the time, and now it's repulsive, but anyway, so I sit down and I eat this whole bowl of sliced cucumbers. And I'll spare you the gory details, but it didn't turn out well for my stomach. So from then on, it became, for a long time, if I even saw a cucumber, I would get but smelling them, and for God forbid, tasting one, I have honestly, I have chewed out more than one sushi chef for placing an order, making sure that I say no cucumber, than getting cucumbers in my sushi. I mean, and I don't sweat the light shit most of the time, but cucumbers, man, that's just a whole nother level, and it's disgusting. I mean, I'm not going to judge you. If you like cucumbers, that's fine. I am going to judge the hell out of you because that's nasty. Anyway, like I was talking about the other night, Paul Bearer, he was evil. I'm telling you, that man was evil. I love him to death, but he was an evil man. He's horrible, right? I'd get up go to the restroom, come back, go to drink, and then look at the bottom of my glass, and there'd be a whole cucumber in the bottom of it. And he'd have this look on his face. What? He was awful, and Brian Adams was the same way. They were both. Those were the only guys that would ever rib me. And he just, he was bad, man. He was such a bad man. But I got even with him a couple of times. Yeah. So that's the cucumber deal.
Alan is from San Francisco, and he's here to question.
How you doing, Taker?
I'm good, man.
Big fan since '93. Love you. You're greatest, one of the greatest of all time. I want to ask you about the 1994 Royal Rumble. It's one of my favorites. There's a spot with Yokozuna where you do like a running DDT. Was there a lot of preparation into that? And the second part of my question was, at the end of the match, you actually recorded in the casket, and you would give a pretty damn good promo, if I ask. How did that go about?
Oh, that's where all the guys came down there and just kicked the living crap out of me, right? Yeah. No, so Yokozuna was so big, even with as strong as my character was, it didn't make sense to give Yokozuna a regular standing DDT. So yes, that's why I just came up with it on the fly and hit the ropes, and he was going for a backdrop, and I just launched myself airborne and tried to hook his head, and it was amazing because he took such an incredible bump. That when we hit, we actually bounced up off the ring. It was incredible. I actually ended up doing that spot once with him, and he came down like a millisecond before I did and forced a board up. It broke two of my ribs. That was fun. But yeah, that just happened on the fly. He was awesome, man. He was one of the greatest big man workers ever. Yeah, he was awesome. And a great human being too. Yeah. You had another question.
At the end of that match, you're recorded in the casket. You give a promo at the end of the match.
Right.
How did you guys do that?
That's none of your business. Houdini didn't give up his tricks. I'm not going to give you up mine. There's still a little bit of old school in me, man. I gotta protect something. I don't want to ruin everyone's childhood at this point.
Survivor Series, I think.
Doesn't everybody do that?
Since I want to readjust my question, I was going to ask you, Randy Orton and you were probably two of my favorite wrestlers. You two were the first match I saw. I remember I just was watching TV channels, and I scrolled and I saw you and Randy with that feud back in the summer of '05, and then it culminated in that Hell in a Cell match at Armageddon. I just wanted to ask you, how was it like working with a young, up-and-coming guy like Randy, who was, I heard he was he was different than he is now. Like, how did you help him, sort his ways out and,
Randy is a next level talent, and I know it back then. I mean, he really was exceptional. And if he hadn't have been, we wouldn't.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, she is your SmackDown Women's Champion. Please welcome Charlotte Flair.
Sit up straight!
Thanks for coming.
This Wrestlemania! Love you, Charlie!
Champions, Naomi!
To the flow.
Women's Tag Team Champions, The Boss, Sasha.
WWE! Yeah!
Lita! All-time, a WWE Hall of Famer, Trish
I love you, Trish!
And
still! That's right! That's right! That's right! That's right!
I got 2 words as well. Team Bestie. All right, we're gonna send it out to Kelly. She's got some fans with her with some
legit glow. 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 Legit glow.
We gotta think about it. We'll choose something tonight.
I'm here with Chris, and he has a question for our SmackDown Women's Champion, Charlotte Flair.
Sit up straight!
How much pressure did you feel when you were younger or started wrestling, knowing that you were the daughter of Ric Flair?
It's no pressure.
He said, how much pressure did you feel when you began wrestling, being the daughter of Ric Flair?
I think I still feel it, right? I don't think it ever goes away. But I think it makes me work that much harder, you know, because I always have something to prove.
This is Ariel, and he has a question for Sasha and Naomi.
Hi, ladies. So I definitely want to say I'm a major fan, Sasha. You have been a major inspiration for me. And I know that it's a really big thing for you to win at Mania this year. I want to say I'm going to take the blame for that, because every time I go to Mania, you weren't there. So when I didn't go yesterday, you won, so I'm sorry. I'll never go to a Mania again, so you can keep winning, okay? But my question is, if you could defend the tag team championships in a stipulation match, what would it be?
TLC. First blood.
I think with Naomi and I,
hair versus hair.
I think a good TLC match would be good.
I haven't really experienced stipulation matches.
Oh.
That's something I would definitely be excited to do and something I want to experience for sure.
You deserve it.
I think that TLC against. You know, I'll be caring. I'll go all out.
Who would the TLC match be against?
Oscar. Team birthday.
I mean, y'all can get it if y'all want it.
I mean, they're sitting right next to us. I'm just saying I have a little experience in the TLC department.
I know you do.
Well, Trish and Lita, what is it like for you guys to come back and see how far the women's division has progressed?
We were sitting there watching these entrances. We're like, we would have given anything to have these badass entrances. Let's just talk about that. The work,
I think
the work is a separate category, but
yeah, I remember. I was like, I had confetti one year. That's cool.
I was like, not a drop of confetti, never a pyro, but watching this, the cars, the helicopters, come on. Just watching it and then going out there and delivering every time. I love it.
I think it's really important to really understand and realize that we would not have any of that, be here doing this had it not been for you ladies fighting for these things back then, pushing for it and wanting more for women. And to see y'all still here with us, like that just warms my heart. And I'm so thankful for you guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Charlotte.
No, it's everything that we wanted. You know, we had an MO of just changing the perception of what a female could do in sports entertainment. And so as we saw the very slow progression, but we suddenly became on the radar, which all we wanted was to be on the radar. And then of course we did our growth. And then to see where they've taken it, it's everything we worked for. And you just want to leave something that they can work with. And we've built a little foundation, so to speak, but y'all built a skyscraper and beyond. And it's fucking, oh, I'm so sorry, but I'm sorry. It's just it is so great, and it's like everything we wanted. We're so proud of all the women nowadays, and it's inspiring and awe-inspiring at every moment.
Sasha, Naomi, Charlotte, how much inspiration did you guys get being younger and watching Lita and Trish?
So believe it or not, I was sitting front row when Trish and Lita main evented Raw in Charlotte, North Carolina.
I remember that match. Yep. My mom was there.
But I think when you're that age and watching them, it's really hard to put yourself in those shoes or to think that you could do what they were doing. But to know that they opened the doors and we had a lot to prove coming in, it's, you just want to live up to that expectation that they paved the way.
Let's send it over to Kelly. You have a fan question?
I do. I'm here with DJ, and she has a question for all of our esteemed panelists.
Hello, ladies. You're all so powerful, and you're really dominant women in what you do right now, but I'm sure it wasn't always that way. And I want to know how you guys got to be so confident and walk with your head held high throughout the negativity and hate that you get. Thanks.
You want to start us off, Charlotte?
Haters gonna hate.
Fake it till you make it, right? I don't know. We're human, right? Like, even though you have, all of us are superstars and we have this persona that we have to live up to, we're all human, right? Good days, bad days, but it's just like, for me, it's sitting there seeing that little girl in the Queen shirt right there, knowing that when I walk out there, that's what matters. That I'm giving her the strength, showing her what confidence is, showing her what it means to be, a powerful, independent, dominant woman, and somewhat of a male-dominated industry, and that she can do whatever she wants if she puts her mind to it and is true to who she is and unapologetically who she is. And it's You know, when you do have those bad days, it's just remembering about that little girl sitting there in that t-shirt. That's all that matters.
Right on. I love you, Charlotte.
For me, a big part of it is my support system. I just make sure I keep a lot of positive people around me. My family, my fans, my friends. Okay. That's very important for me that I have a strong support system and foundation. The negativity, especially nowadays with social media, it definitely affects you, but for me, it motivates me to just go harder and prove everybody wrong. But yeah, we're human. Thank you. And yeah, that's having good friends and good company. Like this one helps me out a lot, especially in the locker room. We have an incredible locker room, and just we all go through it. So when you see all of your sisters going through the same thing, it's like, we're gonna get through this together. If they can figure it out, if they can fight through it, so can I. Like, I can't let them down. We ain't letting each other down. We're gonna get through this together. We're gonna go out there and be great and continue to inspire.
Sasha, how do you stay confident?
Put it in the air.
I just think I try to live every day, not like it's my last, but like it is my last, you know? You never know what tomorrow brings. So I always try to be true to myself, and there's always only one you. So you have to be confident in yourself because there's no one else gonna be like you. So you have to just be you and be okay with being you. And when you're okay with being you, then everybody's okay with being themselves. So just you have to be yourself in this world, and then everybody's gonna notice.
Lita?
I think for me, it was about using my youth to figure out who I am and try different things and see what sticks. And then once something sticks, feel confident going, you've tried different things and to experiment, figure out who you are, right? That's what life is about, is to figure out what resonates with you. And when it does, you can feel confident in going, okay, I tried these other things, this is what works for me, and this is what I'm gonna do. But also to be able to feel the freedom to continually evolve and grow and not back myself into a corner and paint exactly who I am, and to give myself the freedom to do that, that makes me feel confident. And having a hell of a bestie doesn't help. It doesn't hurt.
I think just to steal a line from you earlier, when you're the greatest of all time, I'm just kidding. Well, you know, in some scenarios, I'm really good at making kids lunches, my kids, my motto in life is preparedness meets opportunity. And I feel like if we take the time first to recognize that something is an opportunity and you prepare for it, then you're able to maximize it. I feel like too many people in life, they say, oh, nothing ever good happens to me. But it's like you need to have that awareness to see the opportunity. And then if you fully prepare, you can take full advantage of it. And I think a lot of the times, through this journey, you don't really realize what you're doing. And it's important to have your ears open. For us, in the industry, like you mentioned, a male-dominated industry, having the, sitting and listening to the feedback from your coworkers, especially the men, because it's their world. Initially for us, it was a lot of getting their feedback and their approvals. Just taking everything you get and growing and going out there prepared for this opportunity, then being able to grow, seeing the room for growth, and knowing you're putting your best self forth, that you're going to go ahead and give your best every single time. You're gonna nail it. And looking back and recognizing that you did well, recognizing, I think for females a lot of times, we'll say it too, we'll say, you look great today, you did great. We're like, oh, I don't know. I think to just own our accomplishments and be like, say thank you and accept it and know that, you know what, you put the work in, accept it, and you nailed it, you did well. And I think a lot of us don't do that. And that's where the confidence comes. It's just, it grows and it gets there. And then, eventually, you put the work in, hard work always pays off.
I barely won that time. I don't know. My odds for winning again are getting slimmer.
You're not accepting this
Going
challenge?
around two?
You accepted the other challenge. You're not going to accept this challenge?
Everyone wants to take away my baby.
The opportunity!
Hey, I talked to a
All right, I accept.
There you go.
I'm booked through the summer, guys.
SummerSlam Part 2.
Let's do it.
The opportunity.
I'm scared of that pay-per-view. I don't have luck with the briefcase, guys.
I'm here with John, and he has a question for the entire panel.
Well, first off, I love all you guys. But we were talking about earlier about, women's making history. I got a big one since we were on the Saudi Arabia. How would all you guys feel if you guys main evented a Saudi Arabia event?
We accept.
Yes.
I think that's the next big thing we can do over there. Yes.
I think it's gonna happen. Let's just wait till it's gonna happen. I feel it.
You girls are running out of boxes to check for first ever, so that's one.
That be the next one.
Okay, Kelly, do you have... Yes, I'm here with Ashanti, and she has a question for Sasha.
In your WWE Evil documentary, you talked about how you want to inspire people, how Eddie inspired you, and I was wondering, how does it feel to know, like, before the age of 23 that you did that?
It's so... Thank you so much. I mean, I want to be able to have those matches and those dreams if it wasn't for women like you. Because I saw them be able to do it, it inspired me to do more. I just wanted to keep on doing more. And I wanted to lay down a foundation for the future as well because I wanted more. I saw them and I saw, I just want more for the women. And at 23, and Charlotte was there, we trained our butts off to prove that we were the best. And I feel like we've done that, and we continue to do that every single day.
Trish and Lita, we talked about how you two were inspiration. How significant are they for the women's division, and how will they push the women's division to the next level?
Do I got this? I mean, me being a 3-time women's tag team champion. I mean, these titles for me, I always wanted them to represent more, to give women more opportunity, and not just the SmackDown Women's Championship, not just the Raw Women's Championship. I wanted women to have more. I want them to have more storylines. So for this, I think this is just an opportunity for more women just to get more time. And we're really excited. I think there's so many women that are looking for that opportunity. We have Liv and Rhea, Shayna and Natty, and then there's just so many women down at NXT as well that we're ready to face them all.
And for me, this has been a long time coming. It's definitely something I had on my list of accomplishments to do, especially coming in as a tag team and being in many different tag team groups when these titles even became possible to obtain. It's just something that I wanted to accomplish. And also looking at history and all the things that we're doing and the changes that were made, one of the things I realized that had never happened was there had never been 2 African American women holding the titles, ever. It was never even possible because throughout the years, the diversity just wasn't always there, or it's just one at a time. And that's something I think that is so beautiful, how diverse our division is now, and to have multiple Black women being successful and achieving it. And it's all the way across the board, from Asuka to the Aussies. Like I love it. It's beautiful, and I hope that continues because we're inspiring everyone. Everyone relates and connects to us differently, so that representation definitely matters, and it's something very important to me. And I'm just very thankful that I've gotten to experience. I didn't care who did it. I just wanted it to be done, but we did it. I didn't know that it was gonna happen, but it's a dream come true. So this is so special to me, and I'm ready to put everything that I have into this reign with Sasha.
This is Hector, and he has a question for Charlotte.
Hi, Charlotte. So, my question for you is, how many robes do you have in your collection? And how do you mentally prepare for a big match like Ronda Rousey?
Slammer on the car.
I think I have 16 robes? 16, sorry. 16. Really? I'm not sure.
There's no way.
At least over 15. How do I prepare? Every opponent is different. Because each opponent brings out a different side in me, so like how I felt against Ronda on Saturday, the emotion, the intensity, the feeling of how I wanted, it was just different. Like how I'd face Naomi on SmackDown, or Sasha, or Lita, or Trish. It would just bring, I mean, it's a different situation every time. Number one doesn't talk about number two.
That's right! Sit up straight!
So yes, I visualize each match differently, and each girl just brings something different out of me. So yeah.
We only have a couple more minutes left. I want to
congratulate all the champs. And I had a question. We know that you have your plates pretty full now with the championships, but can we expect anything new in music, movies, or TV, like maybe a return with Total Divas?
I hope so. I just been focusing everything on wrestling, but I definitely want to come out with some more music, do some stuff with Sasha, and just stay motivated and keep giving you guys what you want. So yes. And
we
giving
do some
you
music
more
together? You want an album?
Tell Uncle Snoop to hook it up.
You do it.
Tell Uncle Snoop to come through.
We got it.
Well, that's all the time we have. Everyone, please give it up for these legendary women.